So today I'm going to talk about how to master the mind and what that has to do with the world being an illusion. And I'm going to explain what the world being an illusion really means. And before I get into mind mastery, I will say the biggest block that people have to even having access to mastering their mind is their astral body, their emotional body, the daydreaming, the intense emotions that hijack you all day. If you have not given enough presence and attention to your emotional body and your astral body, which includes your desires, your separate self desires. So if you're thinking all day about what you don't have and you're going towards positives and you are moving away towards negatives, right? When you're in the center, you're not moving away from negative, you're not going towards positive, you are in the center, completely embracing life as it is, right? With a sense of certainty that it is, and that everything is God, and there is an inherent sense of joy. There's no need to generate joy, there's no need to generate peace, there's a complete acceptance of the process of life. So when you are noticing all day what you don't have and you're letting that distress you, right, then your astral body is moving around all day and it might be getting your attention. Your five senses might be looking around the world and your mind might be concluding, oh, I don't have this partner, this money, this home that I want to live in. And that means I'm bad. And that means I'm a failure, right? So your senses combined with your understanding are always taking you out of the present moment, out of the center, out of peace. If you have not been present with your emotional body, she's gonna get loud, okay? And when she's loud, a lot of times the mind gets loud. Sometimes when the emotional body gets loud, think of the male and the female. The female is the emotional body, the mind is the male. When she's loud, he can do a number of things. He can turn limp and scared of her. So that could look like cognitive difficulty, brain fog, inability to move forward, inability to execute things. It could look like the male fights back and says, no, I'm not going to be inconvenienced by you emotions. No, I'm not going to slow down. No, I'm not going to honor you. No, I'm not going to honor what you feel, right? That war can take many forms. And by the way, if you want to work with me and end that war, I am an expert at helping people end that war, marrying the male and the female. I do deep, deep inner work with people to balance the gender so that they can truly, truly, naturally live in their hearts. So if you have a really, really rambunctious emotional body, it's going to be hard to control your mind because that thing is trying to get your attention all day, which is your signpost to pay attention to it. And the way that you work with that is to be lovingly aware of it, to sit with it, to breathe through it, to let it exist, to embrace it, to turn towards it. The emotional body, if you imagine it as a female, and the mind, which is the third chakra, as the male, you want the male to turn towards her. If you want the mystical marriage, he has to turn towards her, okay? Meaning not judge her, not judge my feeling, not try to shut it down, not try to avoid it. Imagine if your husband or your partner just left every time you were upset, or criticized you every time you were upset. That's what's happening within you when the male and the female are not working in harmony. So if the astral body and the emotional body is where you are, right, it's getting the most attention, you have to turn toward it with loving acceptance and feel it in your body. Drop your awareness beneath your neck, breathe and let it burn and let it live through you, let it open. It will open. Be patient with it, right? He should be patient with her, right? Imagine a man that's completely impatient with a woman and all of her wild feelings, and right? And you wonder why you might attract abusive people in your life. You do it to yourself. So, but today I'm going to share a tool it's a beautiful tool. It occurred to me because I love visualizations. I am very aware of the astral world. If I think something, I'm in that world. It's like I can superimpose it onto my physical reality, and it's helpful. It can be a shadow in the sense, right? If you're a 4 on the Enneagram, let's say, and you love to daydream and fantasize, right? If you get stuck there, that's a problem. But if you use it proactively, right, that's a gift. So there is this concept that it's not a concept. It's a truth. Our perfected soul exists now, right? I am whole, I am missing nothing. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Now, when I say I don't want anything and talk about desirelessness, that doesn't mean that God as me is not going to, right? If you really, really, truly, if your heart's desire is to have a partner, you will have a partner. That's God's desire. Your will and God's will are one. There's a reason why God wants you, your individuality, to have a partner. There's growth to be had there. There's children to be had there. There's projects to be made there. There's so much to co-create there. But to, on a daily basis, be noticing what's not there, right? That's the broken soul, right? Which is, if we allow it to be, we can say the broken soul is an illusion. How is the broken soul an illusion if we have to heal? Well, because healing is learning how to modulate your energy so that you can master your energy, right? Like I said, if your astral body, if your emotional body is out of control, presence and patience is the tool that allows you to master and align that part of yourself so that you have inner harmony, right? So that's the healing. It's knowing the correct posture to take with parts of ourselves to have inner unity. But in this visualization, the soul is perfect, and I imagine it like this electric, like I felt it, like I've seen myself as this electric ball of light, and it's clear and it's whole and it has no perforations. It's whole. Everything is within me, and I feel it. I feel it before I get out of bed, before I walk out the door, before I talk to a member of my family, before I do anything. If you don't have time to meditate for hours, or for 1 hour, if you don't have time to do a long spiritual practice, please don't worry, because it doesn't matter. You don't have to try to manifest things. God is already wanting you to have what you really want. Your job is to move through your day whole, transforming a reaction into something proactive, transforming fear into love. So I always feel myself as this whole being, and it's like your attention is diffused, right? If your attention is in the space around you, radiating from your heart, there's an automatic sense of peace and joy, right? And if there's something in your life that's like really getting your attention, that you are wanting, that you perceive that you don't have, this is a very powerful practice. I am whole, I am missing nothing. And see it. Walk around as this brilliant starlight, as this brilliant, full, beautiful soul. Whole, unperforated, unvarnished, right? And then in your environment with your mind, you can literally like take a wand of light. I'm trying to see if I have a crystal, and point it at your environment and say well-being, right? Almost imagine your environment like the molecules, the electronic molecules in your environment, which, by the way, everything is you. So you get to decide who you are today. You get to decide not only that your vessel is whole, but that I live in an environment of well-being. Let's say you're with your family for the holidays. Is it hard for you to feel that way around them? It doesn't have to be. If you choose not to, you can wake up and say, I choose an environment of well-being. I choose an environment of happiness, joy, gratitude. Boom, boom, boom. I command you, electronic molecules, you are abundance. Try it. If you add the visual component of like the electronic molecules, like you, by the words and thoughts that you proclaim, you are changing the electronic molecules of your environment, right? So program them intentionally. Program them multiple times a day. If you walk your dog, tune to the well-being. Tune to the well-being. Not just that because it already exists, but because you can declare it. You can declare it. I declare well-being. I declare perfection. I declare it. And in Kabbalah, there's this interesting concept that there's two malchut. which is the physical realm. There's the perfected Malchut, and there's the unperfected, the fragile, the reactive Malchut. You get to decide which one you live in and which one you are, right? So if all day long you say you feel yourself as that wholeness and you put your attention there, it's almost like you will get so addicted to being whole that moving back into the unstable vessel, into the I'm missing things, I'm a terrible person, or I'm bad because I don't have this, I'm a failure, it will feel so uninteresting that you will create a gravity towards this perfection and wholeness, and you will naturally give less and less airtime to that unstable vessel. Okay, this is mind mastery. It's more potent that you set intentions multiple times a day than that you do some epic meditation or some intense spiritual practice. Although, of course, an intense spiritual practice can teach you how to concentrate, how to receive. But this is using your male and your female all day, intending that I'm whole, then accepting it, intending that this environment is well-being, and then receiving it. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful day.